Hi everyone, this is Felice with Real Talk with Felice, and I just want to say thank you for being a subscriber to my YouTube channel and for welcoming me into the YouTube community. I'm really blessed and I'm excited because this is my first official YouTube video. And today's topic is going to be on forgiveness. And if you live locally in Charlotte, you would have seen me on WBTV where I shared 4 steps to how you can forgive. And I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more today about forgiveness because I think that as we go into 2018, we really need to let go of some baggage. And forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools, resources available to us. And you're going to ask me, Felice, really? Yes, and let me tell you why it's one of your most powerful tools and resources, because you control it. You have the power to control who you forgive. And I just want you to have a really good, prosperous, blessed, abundant 2018. And I know, and I'm not just talking to be talking, I'm talking from experience. I've been there. I've done that. And I don't want you to go down the same roads that I went through or that I went down because I walked in unforgiveness. And just to be transparent, because I keep it real, I try to be as authentic as I possibly can. And I try and share things that doesn't really affect too many of my family members. And I hope they're not affected. But this is my real life. And I know that I walked in unforgiveness towards my father. And I know that he doesn't know that, or he may know that I walked in unforgiveness regarding him. But I walked in unforgiveness because I remember the day. I remember the day that my daddy left. And I was about 8, possibly younger, but I'm going to say 8. And I remember looking out the window and crying as I saw him get into his car. And I remember thinking, what did I do that caused my daddy to leave? And I'm not going to say how old I am today, but I still remember that moment. But what also happened was, from all the pain that I harbored around that, and my father did the best that he could with what he knew. And my perception was that he felt it was more important to have a more visible, I'm looking for the right word. I think that he thought that it was more important that he show up a little bit different for my brother than for me. And I don't think he knew how much I needed him as well. And so I remember resenting my dad a lot and walking in unforgiveness with him for years. And through that unforgiveness and harboring of that pain and those ill will feelings towards him, I believe that I blocked so many blessings. One way was that I love my father, always have, always will. But the unforgiveness that I was walking in towards him was causing me to choose partners that I believe had characteristics that modeled my dad. And they were bad. They were horrible models. They were horrible partners. The longer we get to talk and chat on YouTube, I'll share with you. But that was a block and blesser for me, because had I released my dad, had I not harbored all those painful feelings, I could have freed myself from all the subsequent heartache and pain that I went through. And honestly, to be really real with you, it wasn't until I started, and I'm going to be honest, I started really seeking God, because there were things that I wanted to happen in my life. There were things that I needed to come to fruition in my life. And I just really got real with God. And I was like, okay, God, what do I need to do to have this life that I know you told me I could have, that you purposed for me to have? And as I continue to get silent and meditate and really seek out God, one of the things was forgiveness towards my dad. But with that, God knew I needed a little bit of help. So he started revealing things to me that had been blinded to me years ago in the past. And as I got the revelation, it actually helped me to see things. My perception was skewed. And I released my dad. I released him as an act of my will. And I totally forgave him. And our relationship has been growing more and more. Doors started opening for me. Promises that had been made to me were being manifested. And I believe all because I chose to forgive. Now, this could be your story. It could be, or you have a different story. There's somebody else that you need to forgive. I know people are dealing with trauma and pain. I know that people are dealing with rape, molestation. I know that people are dealing with offenses. I know that people are dealing with family members who have hurt them and betrayed them, friends, co-workers. The list goes on. And trust me, I know when I say that I don't care about those offenses or those pains or those traumatic events that occurred, that's not true. I care very deeply. But I really care about you and the progress and the success that needs to occur in your life. That's what I care about most. And one of the things that I know in order for that to happen is that you have got to let go of that baggage of unforgiveness. So how do I do that, Felice? What are some ways that I can start to do that? Well, first, you have to decide to forgive and know that forgiveness is not a feeling. And know that forgiveness doesn't condone what that person did to you or that offense that was done to you. It's not condoning it. What is you're saying when you decide is, I take my power back. You have no more power over me and my present or my future. That's what forgiveness does. Forgiveness gives you your power back. And when you decide to forgive, that is the first step. And so you say, how do you decide? I don't really know. I mean, you just have to decide. How do you decide anything? How do you decide to lose weight? How do you decide to start exercising? How do you decide to start living a healthier lifestyle? All I do know is that there's power in decision. And whenever we decide to do something, think about it. Think about it in your own life. When you decide to do something, have you not noticed that everything shifts? That what you decide to do, you achieve it? That you're successful at it? Amen? Okay. All right now. So what I'm telling you is no big secret. Decision is powerful. You have to decide that I am going to forgive this person. And you have to know that it's not a feeling, because if you're waiting on a feeling, boo-boo, okay? And I don't know if that was too intimate to say boo-boo, so forgive me if that offends you. But if you're waiting on a feeling, it may never happen. If you're waiting for this feeling of, this overwhelming flood to come over you and for you to say, I'm ready to forgive this person, it may never happen. And so you still are carrying all this luggage with you that you take into every relationship, right? You take that with you. So why not free it? Why not get rid of the luggage? Get rid of the baggage. Some of you have suitcases. Some of you have trunks. Some of you have closets. Let it go. I'm telling you right now that some of you, right, are walking in illness because you're harboring all this unforgiveness. You've got to let it go. You've got to decide. You just got to say, you know what? Whether I feel like it or not, I'm deciding to forgive whoever's name it is. And I need you to speak that forgiveness. I need you to speak it into the universe and say, I forgive blank for whatever they've done to me. And then what I need you to also do is, I need you to know that it is done and that the feeling may never come where you really feel like you've forgiven people. And I know people always bring up the saying, I forgive, but I'll never forget. Well, some people do forget. And what I mean by forgetting is that we're human beings. We have memories, so we don't necessarily forget the incident that occurred, but we forget the emotion and the pain behind it. When you truly forgive someone, you forget that pain. So if you do share the story, or the memory does come back up, it doesn't hurt you anymore like it used to. It doesn't affect you anymore. It doesn't show up in decisions you make anymore, like who you choose as a partner. Because why? When you release that person, right? When you decide and you speak that you have forgiven that person, it circles the universe and it manifests. Our words are powerful. I know you heard the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You do know that that's a lie, right? You do know that that's not true, because words do hurt. Words are powerful. And if you don't speak against that word that was spoken over you, either by yourself or by others, it will manifest. So when you decide and when you speak that I forgive whoever, it manifests. It circles the universe and it manifests, okay? And it releases. Oh my gosh. I mean, I want you to try it today. I want you to go home and get in your closet, get in your little space that you go to meditate and spend some good me time in. And I want you to think about that person that you need to forgive. And I want you to write down their name in your journal. And I want you to speak, I forgive so-and-so. And just sit. And I want you to feel, right, the release. And I want you to sit in that release. I want you to envision and feel the shackles coming off from the top of your head as it goes down your neck. Because we're holding unforgiveness in our bodies, y'all. Okay? Watch it release from your neck, from your shoulders, from your décolleté, from your chest area, all the way down through your abdomen, right? Hips, thighs, legs, and out through your feet and hands. I want you to revel and enjoy the release of all of those ridiculous, unnecessary, harmful toxins that have been trapped in your body, not allowing you to be free. Do you understand me? I hope you are, because I'm serious about this thing. And sometimes, you know, your mind is going to play tricks on you, and you're going to really say, well, you know, I don't really think that I forgave that person. Yes, you did. And you got to keep speaking it until you believe it, that you really did forgive this person. And that is a decision to forgive, that it's not a feeling. And then the next step is that you can't think it, right? You gotta speak it. So some people's like, well, can I think in my mind that I forgave somebody? No, you can't. You've got to think it. You can't scratch that. No, you don't think it. You speak it. And so I probably rushed one of those steps and combined them with the decision. But no thinking it, okay? It's not a feeling, and you can't think it away, okay? So you've got to speak it. And we've kind of discussed that already. One of the next things that you need to do is you need to stop ruminating on the hurt, ruminating on the pain, ruminating on the offense. And what do I mean by ruminating? I mean, you need to stop thinking on it. And let me just share something with you. Your thoughts are powerful. As a man thinketh, he is. We move in the direction of our thoughts. You ever been hungry? And you probably are every day. Don't you think about some things that you want to eat? What do I have a taste for? So you start thinking about a hamburger or ice cream if you want something sweet, or potato chips if you want something salty. And you've got this vision in your mind that you've been thinking on. And what do? You go to the vending machine, you go to the grocery store, you go to the local restaurant or fast food chain, and you get what you thought. So you move in the direction of your thoughts. So we have really formed a lot of relationships with our thoughts. What do I mean by that? is that you can't control the thought coming, but you don't have to sit with it for hours. And that's what a lot of us do. We sit with our thoughts over and over and over again, and they infiltrate. We're at work and it'll come. We're at home with the children, with our husband, and the thought will come. Because you don't cast it down, or you don't let it go, or you don't distract, or you don't do something different, or you don't switch that thought with something positive. You allow it to settle. And what happens is when you allow your thoughts to settle, you actually form a pseudo kind of relationship with that thought. And it starts to bring you comfort. And what do I mean by that? Because it becomes familiar. You can count on that thought. You know what's going to show up, when it's going to show up. You know and can look forward to the emotions that it's going to bring to you. Because if it's not a good thought, guess what? When you think on a bad thought, what does it do? It makes you feel sad. And if you sit with that sadness, you can fall into depression, right? And then it makes you do something. So some people, based upon the emotion, they might be emotional eaters. So they might eat. And you notice that you're gaining a whole lot of weight. You're not necessarily hungry, but you notice that you're just eating because it started with this. You're not attacking your thoughts. You're not switching that thought and saying, no, not today, not now. I will not think on this. You will not settle in here. And so you've got to actually do that. You've got to switch your thoughts. And ruminating means you just sit with it and you allow those thoughts to settle, which causes and triggers your emotions, which causes and triggers your behavior. And so a lot of times, if you just sit back and reflect from your day and you think about what was my day like and what were some of the things that I did, 99% of the time it came from out of your thoughts. Okay? You thought about, I got to email so-and-so. So you emailed them, right? Or I have to do this. I have to rush this. Those thoughts, you move in the direction of your thoughts. So if you just kind of reflect on your day, you can kind of see that it was all governed by your thoughts. So you can't ruminate. And I like words. Can I just say with you something? I really like words. I think that when you think about a word, it really describes things. And I like ruminate better than thinking on. Because ruminate says something to you, right? And so, and I can't break it down whether it's Latin or Greek. I can't do that, right? But I do know that I think that ruminate better describes what I'm trying to share with you. You can't ruminate on that incident. You can't think about it every day. And so when that thought does come up, I want you to do something different. And I want you to put some measures in place. Will you do this for me? Put some measures in place. Call a friend. So I'll give you an example. You just broke up with someone that you probably should have broken up with. Or they broke up with you. And it's a good thing. We'll talk later about that. They broke up with you, but you're thinking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. But most importantly, you're thinking about how you're missing this person. You wish they would call. You've got to put some measures in place. You got to call your squad, your glam squad. You got to call them in and you got to be like, hey, this just went down. And I know sometimes we hate sharing some things. Let it go, okay? Call your glam squad and you let them know, I don't want to think about this person at all. I don't want any thoughts. So if you don't mind, I'm making up names. Tiffany, can you be on the 2 o'clock watch? Whatchamacallit, can you be on my text watch? I am going to distract myself. Every time that I think that I want to think about this person, I'm going to call somebody. I'm going to text somebody. What other measures can you put in place? Find all those good, funny movies that don't have anything to do with relationships, just goofy. Put them next to you. Get a good book. Get your Bible, okay? You want to think on something better? You want to think on a better promise? Pull your Bible out. Start journaling. Get everything out on paper. What else can you do? You can exercise. Do yoga. Get the stress off of you from going through something that is probably very painful to you. So that's what I mean by put measures in place. Get sticky notes and put them around that say, girl, you good? You got this. Someone better is on the way. Because what that person did for you was they moved out of your way so that the person who's really meant for you can find you. Now, isn't that good news? Now, that was free. That was free. I'm not charging you for that one. That's good news. So, how do we start ruminating? Put measures in place that will help you. And then what happens is when you learn how to attack your thoughts and you strategically and habitually put measures in place, it'll become second nature to you, like brushing your teeth. Every day you get up, you do the same thing. You brush your teeth, you shower, you put something nice on. Same thing as being able to attack your thoughts. You've got to make it a habit, and you can. But everything takes work. And aren't you worth the work? Now, there's some things that doesn't really require a lot of work. But if you want to have the balanced, harmonious life that you deserve and are worthy of having, sometimes we got to put in a little bit of leg work, right? Or elbow grease, my mother used to say. That means we apply pressure and we keep doing it until the outcome that we want manifests. That's what I'm talking about. And so I really hope that with that point, you really got something out of it. And I know that I stuck on that point for a long time, but I stuck on that point because it's so important that you get it. It's so important that you realize how powerful your thoughts are, how powerful, like anything that it is that you want to see yourself doing, think it. Think that you are working out at the gym. Think that you are eating healthier. Think of an apple versus a cake. Think on it so much that that apple almost feels like it's a cake when you bite into it. I know that was too far because don't nothing beat cake, right? I know that's right. Ooh wee. And so, hey, can I just share with you? I'm talking to me too. All right, but I know these things work because I've done it. I've done it. I'm doing it in so many things. There's so many things that I've got to press through in my mind so that I can get to the other side, right? And so I'm just sharing things with you that I've either done and have to continue to do. Like this rodeo don't stop when you get there. It's a lifelong journey that we must always work towards. And it's okay. It's okay, right? And so there'll be rest on the other side of this life. There'll be plenty of rest. But on this side, why not stay busy, right? Why not do all that we can every day that we can, right? To make this thing happen. Because there's nothing that's stopping you but you. Nothing. And so why not let unforgiveness be one more thing that'll stop you from doing your thing and getting what you deserve to have. Can you do that for me? Can you do that for you? Can you? I believe you can. I'm here to tell you that I can. I care about you. I care that you have the life that you were born to have. We were all born with a unique purpose. Nobody can do what you do. Only you. You have a specific plan and purpose and call on your life. Find out what that is. But don't let unforgiveness be something that stalls it or never happens for you because you wanted to hold on to unforgiveness. Don't shorten your life because you're holding on to pain. And take your power back for people who've gone through rape or molestation. Every time you think on that person, every time you make a decision based upon that pain, every time you keep holding on to that person and that pain, you tell that person who's probably long gone now, you still have power. You have power not only of my now, but of my future. Take it back. They don't deserve another day. They don't deserve another day of your future. They don't deserve it. And they probably don't even know that they're still walking in that power, right? You pray for them. Because hurt people hurt people. Somebody didn't step in and tell them that who hurt you was wrong and it wasn't right. and that you can be better than them. Well, I'm stepping in for you. I'm telling you that whatever that person did, it wasn't right, and you didn't cause it. But can you take your power back? Can you say, not another day will I give you? Not another day will I give you over me and my destiny because you were hurt and no one intervened. Well, I'm not hurting anymore, and I'm releasing you, and I'm forgiving you, and I'm moving forward with my life. Can you do that for me? And then the last step is just be free. You're free. Know that when you have decided, know that when you have spoken it, know that you are free, and free indeed, sir, ma'am. Okay? You are free. Does it have to feel like freedom? No. But I'm telling you, you're free. Okay? It just is. You're free. No more bondage. No more shackles. No more bars. No more chains. You're free. And I want you to walk in that freedom. I want you to have everything that you were meant to have. There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing that you can't have. You are worthy of all of it. And I want you to have it. And can you please reach back to me? Can you let me know, Felicia, I did what you said and it worked. Can you let me know? I'd really like to hear from you. And I know sometimes we get so comfortable. I do it too. I'm talking to myself. I do that a lot. All right. Sometimes we get so comfortable and we watch and we listen, but sometimes we don't reach back and we don't let that person know what they meant to us or how that one step helped change the course or the direction or the path in your journey. So can you let me know, because I'm so interested and I care, and I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to share with you these steps. And I believe in you. If there's no one else that tells you that they believe in you, please know that I believe in you. And I look forward to seeing you again with my next topic. I'll let you know what that is soon. Thank you so much. And thank you for spending time with me. Real Talk with Felice on the topic of forgiveness. Have a blessed day.